bearing in mind that all of these things, when they're introduced, there is going to be that pick-up time. There's a bit of slack now.
Yeah.
It's something that you campaigned for.
Yeah.
You've got this first step, but obviously that's not enough.
It isn't. I think, as Dr Zoe says, we've moved incredibly quickly. In March, when we started our campaign, the government was saying there's no medicinal benefit to cannabis. On the 1st of November, the law will change. The Home Secretary has had a vision and he's made that happen, which is amazing. My concern, my deep concern and fear is that this won't be carried through by the Department of Health because currently there is, as Dr Zoe says, there is no guidance or education for specialist doctors. I am an ambassador for End Our Pain, the group that helped me get my licence. I work with 17 families throughout the country, trying to support them, trying to help them get medical cannabis through their doctors. They all have exceptional clinical need. They all have failed every intervention given to them. I have one family, for example, who is in hospital in London, 2.5 hours from home. They have been there a month and they still can't get in control of her seizures. I have another family who has a 15-year-old son in Wales. They have tried every intervention available. They went to their neurologist about medical cannabis and their neurologist said to them, it's a fad, it'll pass, we're not doing this. Another family, a young family who actually have to support their daughter. She has 120 seizures a day. Nothing controls them. They have no respite. They take it in turns to look after her at night because they have no support. Their doctor said to her, oh, we're concerned that THC medical cannabis, like full extract medical cannabis with THC, will harm her brain. If this was a comedy, it would be laughable because actually I know where they're getting this information from. There was a statement released by the British Paediatric Neurology Association 2 months ago which urged their members not to prescribe for children like the children I'm supporting because they cite there could be possible damage in growing brains. But they're using research from America where they were looking at adolescents who smoke high-strength THC. It's completely irrelevant. And I think at the moment there's a lot of fear-mongering. There's a lot of information that's wrong. The Department of Health have to act quickly, release education and guidance and actually look at doctors from abroad who are specialists. Most people in this country, as Dr Zoe says, know nothing about medical cannabis.
So Ilmarie, your experience with Eddie, who's a very poorly boy, and you know that this you are sure would benefit him.
We are, because he's tried all of the frontline treatments, he's tried secondary treatments, he's been assessed for surgery, he's been on the ketogenic diet. In January 2017, when Hannah was on, we watched that programme. We had already purchased CBD oil at home, the legal form, but were too scared to try it. We started it then. Since then, we've weaned Eddie off everything. From last Friday, the only treatment he's on currently is Hayley's Hope, is a CBD oil. We're due to be starting Epidiolex soon, but we're still waiting for that to all come through. But his seizures, he still has them every day. He's not better, but they are stable, and they have been stable since we started the CBD oil, and that's the only constant.
And compared to any other medication?
There's no side effects.
No.
And that's what we're worried about. We are worried about trying something where we might see side effects again, because the whole plant oil, which is what we wanted next with THC, also doesn't have side effects. I believe there are side effects with Epidiolex, but it's something we need to evidence that we have tried before we can try, because we applied to the panel and were denied.
So why were you denied? What was the reason that was given?
Because what we were giving Eddie, although our paediatrician has always known and has supported us in as much as he's made notes, he's written it down, it's in Eddie's medical records, it wasn't prescribed. And so what we're saying, in a way, was anecdotal. I'm saying as a mum, this is what I'm seeing, but it's not on prescription. And so the panel have said it's not enough, and they would like Eddie to have tried Epidiolex first. They did leave room that should it not get us a better seizure control than we have now, that we could reapply. Of course, the panel will cease to exist.
Yeah, be disbanded
and the problem is our paediatric consultant, who has been amazing and very supportive, he still won't be able to prescribe, because at the moment we believe it's going to be neurologists, and they're not on board.
So what's your next step then? What will you do?
Well, we'll try the Epidiolex as soon as it's in our hospital. There's been a number of delays, but we're hopeful it'll be soon. We'll give it some, we'll give it an appropriate amount of time. And then if it doesn't work, we'll have to start, we're already looking for for a paediatric neurologist that will help us make that next.
Yeah, I think it's really important as well that doctors are cautious, of course, but we'd like to see some excitement, some open-mindedness. We at End Our Pain and Professor Mike Barnes, who I work with, who helped my son get his licence, we're actually, they've created a medicinal cannabis society which will train doctors.
It's much cheaper than very expensive drugs.
I urge doctors who are watching this, get the education, because it will be out there and it's much cheaper. And actually, if we have a regulated industry within this country, the prices will come down.
Or you just wonder whether the pharmaceutical company who create those expensive medicines will not necessarily hurl themselves behind
Well, this is what my concern was. I don't know if you saw the letter from the pain specialists in the Times on Saturday. 126 pain specialist doctors writing about how they were concerned about an opioid-style crisis with medicinal cannabis. I don't understand where this comes from. If you look at Colorado, who have medicinal cannabis, they have a 25% drop in opioid use. Opioids kill people. Medicinal cannabis has never and will never kill anyone. You cannot overdose on it. Your body needs it. It's a natural thing. I am concerned that, as you say, that this is being fuelled by the concern about the drop in pharmaceutical use. And that should never be right.
No.
Of course we don't. And I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we need to think about what is right for families like the families I'm supporting. It should never be about money. It should be about quality of life. I have lived with a very sick child and it's awful.
We have to stop there, but I'm pretty sure we'll see you again. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us on.